here on Shan and RJ, the home of the Cowboys. He hit us up and said, yo, I got to talk about Christian Parker. Sidelines, NFC Championship. He's got to be out of here in 20 minutes for Dan Patrick.
Whoa.
He's the host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. The man, Ross Tucker, here on the DNMLC Hotline and on Fan Camp, Twitch, and Zoom. Good morning, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great. Where are you guys?
We're home. We're home. Where are you?
So, I'm home, but I'm always home unless I'm doing a game. By the way, at least RJ is trying with that, Zoom background.
Go Vols.
Sean, yours is terrible. I mean, what, like, you have nothing on the wall behind you?
Yeah. I'm showing off my house. I'm showing off the size of my house. I'm trying to do that. So, we all don't have NFL helmets of teams who cut us in the background, Ross.
Whoa! Wow!
Hey, listen. Princeton never cut me, and the Patriots traded me. So that's factually incorrect.
Is that Ross, Bobby?
Yeah, that's my background. It's is Ross with the Patriots right there.
Man, I got to come up with a Chadwin Jim background for old Ross there.
That's legitimately, Bobby, the worst picture of me that's ever been taken. Thank you. Thank you for finding that. I really appreciate it.
Ross, we're snowed in here in DFW. That's why we're doing this. We're snowed in.
How many inches?
It's ice. I think it's like 2 inches of ice.
Probably inch and a half of snow, inch.
We got 18.
18?
John Holmes.
Supposedly. At least a foot here in central Pennsylvania. I will say this. This is crazy because I have experienced multiple times. I didn't live in Dallas that long, but I have multiple experiences with Dallas ice situations. Okay? So, and they were like 10 years apart. 2003, after Campo got fired and they hired Bill Parcells, he called a team meeting for, let's call it February, where he wanted to address the whole team. So everybody, in the offseason for NFL players, you get out of there. So we all had to come back, okay? And it was like February, and I fly in, and Tyson Walter, who's from Cleveland, and I'm from close to Philly, he picks me up at the airport, and I don't even know where I'm staying or whatever, and all I'm going to do is go to the meeting the next day and then fly back home. There's like a bad ice storm, and nobody out there knows how to drive when the road conditions are bad. We're driving, and these people are like hitting the gas, and then they're slamming on the brake. They're spinning out. They're in that. What's the highway from DFW to like Irving or whatever? Not Irving. You know what I'm talking
183.
about. Like Las Colinas. Dude, there was
114.
cars in the ditches everywhere. Tyson and I are just laughing because these people don't realize you can't hit the brake that hard. It was like comical. And then about 10 years later, you guys had the Super Bowl there. And it was the worst Super Bowl ever because Dallas, of all places, during Super Bowl week, has an ice storm and like everything shut down. Like there was not like you have no means to remove snow or ice whatsoever.
None.
And so it was like nothing could even function. And I just hunkered down between my hotel and Radio Row.
Have you been out of your house in the past 24 hours just to emasculate us even more? Have you been out in the 18 to 24 inches of snow in Pennsylvania?
Oh, dude. So first of all, it's funny because I was in Seattle on Sideline Sunday. So I told my daughters, we have a guy that plows the driveway, okay? Because it's a long driveway. No big deal. No big deal. So then we had a guy. I told my daughters, you gotta shovel the sidewalk from the house to my detached garage, which is where I do all my stuff. And I told them I'd pay them. They did not do a great job. I mean, they did not do a great job. So when I got home last night from Seattle, I had to shovel anyway, and then I shoveled again this morning. But no, that's it. I mean, you drive around, you just put your four-wheel drive on and drive around.
All right, so that's the weather.
Ross Tucker joining us here.
That's the weather that Christian Parker brought with him. What are we getting here? That's why we brought you here ahead of Dan Patrick stealing you from us. What are we getting from Christian Parker? Somebody who everybody seems really, really excited about him coming into Dallas and taking over as coordinator here for the Cowboys.
Well, it's interesting because calling the Eagles preseason game and doing some other work for the team, I feel like I know most of the coaches, and I talk with most of the coaches. For whatever reason, I never really got a chance to talk with Christian. I think usually because he was doing stuff with the players. Like pregame warm-ups is when I'll usually talk to these guys, but he's like throwing the ball to Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean and those guys. So I never really got a chance to know him as a guy, but those guys rave about him. What I like about it from a Cowboys perspective is it's a little bit of a brain drain from the Eagles. Like Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, both first-team All-Pro, by the way, they rave about Christian Parker. So you probably, at a minimum, you made the Eagles a little bit weaker, right? I mean, it's a little bit of a body blow at least to take away, one of Vic Fangio's trusted lieutenants who the players seem to like, and not just like, but the players feel like he helped them out quite a bit. And they swear by him, and they even said that on social media. I'm sure you guys have talked about that. The other thing is, Vic Fangio is pretty much universally considered like the best defensive coordinator out there. If you talk to Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay, there's obviously really people are complimentary of what Brian Flores has done and Jesse Minter and Mike McDonald up in Seattle, but Vic Fangio is kind of like the godfather. So to get someone that's been around Vic, the last couple of years is also awesome. I will say this, though. You don't really know how a guy is going to be calling it until he does it. Like all this stuff sounds great, but that's also like, Sean sitting next to RJ while RJ's winning, the Madden championship. That's great that Sean's RJ's buddy and can like be part of it, but that doesn't mean if like RJ hands the sticks to Sean that Sean's all of a sudden going to be like a Madden champion. Like that's not how it works.
But the league tries to force that, right? They do that with everybody who's a Sean McVay disciple, and obviously here. So knowing that, when can you tell through the progression of somebody's like assistant coaching career that guy's going to be a good head or a good coach, good coordinator, good head coach? When can you tell as a player that this guy's just different?
So I would say you can tell when a guy has the ability in front of the room to command the room. I remember Jonathan Gannon, I would say 3 minutes into my first production meeting with him, I was like, well, this guy's going to be a head coach. He was just that impressive. He was just that engaging and dynamic, and the way he presented himself was that impressive. Now, he went to Arizona, and he's fired already. I think Josh McDaniels has had a lot of success. He was the OC when I was with the Patriots, but it hasn't worked out for him as a head coach. You know why? Because it's a different skill set. McDaniels is excellent at game planning, excellent at even being in front of the room. He doesn't do a good job with the culture of the entire organization and the culture of the entire team. So with a guy like Parker, he's impressive. He deserves a promotion. Does that mean he'll be great at calling the plays? I don't know. Some guys, might not be great at calling the plays, but they're great as a head coach. They're great in front of him. Like, I don't know that Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is a better head coach than he was a coordinator. It's more for him about the culture and being the alpha in front of the room than it is the little X's and O's and actually calling it. And to be honest with you, RJ, I'm not sure until these guys, it's kind of sink or swim. You really don't know till they're actually doing it. Both of those jobs.
the great Ross Tucker, host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. You can check him out on social media at Ross Tucker NFL here on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and Zoom. Why can't the Eagles hire an offensive coordinator?
They can. I'm so glad you just said this, okay? First of all, like half the teams, at least 5 or 6 teams still don't have an OC because at least 3 or 4 don't even have a head coach. That's number one. Number two, I just posted this on social media at Ross Tucker NFL because Eagles fans are going crazy and freaking out. A couple things. First of all, these guys that are pulling their name, withdrawing their name from the process, they weren't getting the job anyway. You know? The Eagles just wanted to talk to him. I mean, 95 to 98% of the time, when a guy withdraws his name from consideration for a job, it's because they knew they weren't going to get it. They wouldn't have interviewed for it in the first place if they didn't want it. But then they realized, I think the Eagles have interviewed at least 14 guys at this point. It might be as many as 17. And I think those guys realize they're not hiring me. They're not hiring me because they want a guy with NFL experience. They're going to hire Charlie Weiss Jr. or Declan Doyle, Charlie Weiss Jr. from LSU or Declan Doyle from the Bears. Those guys know it. So their agent says to them, you know what you should do? Withdraw your name. Then it makes it sound like, you know, you're not breaking up with me. I'm breaking up with you, you know, like get ahead of it, which ultimately, I mean, those guys weren't going to get the job. They're not going to hire someone that doesn't have play calling experience. That would really surprise me. The other thing is, with all these names, the Eagles, I think we can all agree, the Eagles front office and ownership is excellent. And they have a lot of people in their front office that come from other industries. Like, you know, Barry, right? Like Andrew Barry was from Goldman Sachs. His brother, Adam, who now works for the Eagles, was from Goldman Sachs. They realize how valuable it is to get consultants and to talk with consultants for your business. I mean, companies pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if they can talk to these young OCs, what's the trends? Like, what would you do if you came here to Philly? What would you do with our offense? What would you do with Jalen Hurts? What were we doing wrong? They're just gathering up information for free, totally for free. They're going to end up getting somebody. And, you know, look, maybe the guy they end up getting is great. Maybe he's not great. But they don't care about the guys they don't get. They only care about whoever they end up getting.
So who is A.J. Brown going to be playing for next year if it's not whatever the 15th offensive coordinator interview is?
That's an excellent question. I'm very much 50-50 right now on what happens there. It's significant financially if they move on from him. He's hard to replace. He was obviously a malcontent this past year. They don't like that. But some of the things he said about the passing game, there was some truth to it. So if they get like an awesome coordinator and they feel really good about it and AJ feels really good about it, I don't think they will trade him. But if they don't think that that's going to work out, they would not be afraid to move on because they usually are pretty good. Carson Wentz and Hassan Reddick and they're pretty good at getting rid of a guy sooner rather than later. You know, usually they get rid of a guy before everybody else is expecting them to.
All right, I'm not just asking this because you're on. Mom, earmuffs, turn the radio on the Odyssey app. My front page, usually I'm giving my dad, who's 90, all the birthday love and these long essays of love, but I need my mom to get it this time, so I have been on the website twice, Ross. Walk me through how to give my mom the birthday gift in May at myfrontpage.com.
Well, yeah, it's myfrontpagestory.com. You got to get it right. Myfrontpagestory.com. And I love your mom, too, Sean, not like you do. But we got Valentine's Day coming. Valentine's Day is in 2 weeks. It's the Super Bowl of love. 0% chance that any of you three guys have actually even thought about Valentine's Day. No way it even gets in your head till February. Don't blow it. No matter what she says, it matters a lot. The pressure is on. And don't just get her flowers or something stupid that you always get her. Go to myfrontpagestory.com. It's honestly incredible. You talk to a writer for 10 minutes, tell them how great your significant other is. They write this amazing story. You can even just fill out an email if you want. They write this amazing story. They get a couple pictures from you. It looks like it's on the cover of the newspaper, like the Dallas Morning News, framed, beautiful. Here's the key. I got 2 things. It's so money, it's not even funny. When she's opening it, she won't really know what it is. Say, honey, I want to do something special for you. So I had a story written about you. Like, that sounds so romantic, so unbelievable. Your significant other, I'm just telling you, they've never had a story written about them. Never. They've never had anything written about them. Myfrontpagestory.com. And make sure you tell them, I never thank her enough for all the little things she does. Even if you can't think of anything, in her mind, she does a million little things. She's like, oh my gosh, he notices. She will cry. You will win. Myfrontpagestory.com. Myfrontpagestory.com. At least go there right now. Throw your email address in and get the 20% discount. It's myfrontpagestory.com. You're all at home doing nothing else anyway. You might as well.
Thank you, brother. Keep killing it. Are you going to be in San Fran?
I will. Will you guys be there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's meet up. I would like to see how Bobby's dressed.
Well,
Like this.
Same way he always is.
the great Ross Tucker.
Yeah,
Jim
great Ross
Parker,
Tucker.
and much, much more. And your love life as well with myfrontpagestory.com.